At three other stories we are following for you tonight, starting with CVS joining efforts to distribute the COVID-19 vaccine. CVS says it's starting administering vaccines at 40,000 long-term care facilities across the country, like this one you're seeing video from in Connecticut. And its efforts are only expected to grow as more doses become available. CVS has an agreement with the Department of Health and Human Services to eventually give vaccines to the general public in pharmacy locations across the country. Attorney General William Barr says he sees no reason to appoint a special counsel to oversee investigations into Hunter Biden or voter fraud. Barr held his last news conference in his tenure in the Trump administration today. He resigned last week after contradicting President Trump's claim of massive ballot fraud in the presidential election. To date, there has been no credible evidence presented showing widespread fraud in the presidential election. And a statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee no longer stands in the U.S. Capitol. The statue was removed overnight. For more than 100 years, General Lee's statue stood next to that of President George Washington as the state of Virginia's contribution to the National Statuary Hall. Each state is allowed 2 statues in the collection. Virginia plans to replace the statue of Lee with one of civil rights icon Barbara Johns.